Okay, I'm really sick of this. I'm gonna just call it out. I feel like there's some dishonesty coming. If you are born between, or if you have lived through '90s television and all that other stuff, it's just like I don't want to say dishonest, but I feel like people forget that there were people that was representing them as black women. Okay, let's just go off of this. All right, I've always said '90s was the golden age of cinema, and all that black cinema and black, because a lot of famous black actors have gone out of that, whether you are male or female. Like I feel like that was the golden age because a lot of the celebrities right now really got their due in the '90s. I think the '90s, if anybody tell me if I could have a time machine to go back anywhere, and 100 times in 100, I go '90s. I may go back to the '70s, just to see the '70s, but the '90s was a golden era, and I will keep saying this. A lot of people say, "Oh, the '80s." I said, "Nah." Maybe for white people, the '80s was real great, but the '90s, man, that's where hip hop blossomed. That's where a lot, like I said, a lot of black cinema was blossomed. A lot of our stars came out of there. Excuse me, I got a little allergies going on. And especially like I feel like when it comes to, and I'm seeing this on Twitter, like it's a couple of them, and especially on this one, it was just like how black women are not represented in media. Like some of them was just like, um, and then I think of all the sitcoms of the shows I've done watch from Cosby Show. Like I feel like this, like especially like the darker skinned women, they always feel like there wasn't no shows that pertain to them or something like that. Or I don't know. Maybe I'll just. You could say I'm reaching, but I've always felt like in the '90s every skin tone of women was beautiful. If you really look at it, like you, first off, I don't care what anybody say. Like they don't let ugly people on TV. There are beautiful women of all shades and colors. All right, especially in black sitcoms. And some people like I feel like a lot of dark skinned women forget that they was highly represented in fucking TV and all that other stuff. Because this is so it baffles me when I hear or see people when I'm just like, I never saw myself on TV represented, and I'm like, there's a bunch of dark skin. So okay, here's the thing, and this is coming. I love dark skin women, and I will always say this. I love dark skin women. Do I like? I love all women, but if I have a preference, my preference is dark skin women. It's always been like that. Always been like that. Just it's something about dark skinned women is just it stops me in my tracks, especially when I see a real beautiful dark skinned woman. All right, I've always like anybody that knows me knows that. So with that being said, I've seen a lot of these dark skinned women, especially on TV, and a lot of people said like you don't really see that much. It was just like, what shows was y'all watching? Because y'all was to me, it's like unless this is like the Mandela theory, there was a lot of dark skinned women represented, and like the first thing that pops up is Family Matters. Lauren Winslow is not a light skinned person. Lauren Winslow is dark skinned and beautiful. What is her real name? Kaylee Shangale Williams. That woman is beautiful. Lauren Winslow was, and she was the most popular girl in her school. Every dude wanted her, and she had her pick of the litter in there, and she still chose Steve. Like even Stefan, she still chose Steve. Moesha was around that time. Brandy is a beautiful woman, and she is dark skinned, and her mother was dark skinned, and she was also beautiful. This is like yes, you had your Robin Givens, you had your uh, You had your not Adele Givens. Leela Rochon. You had your Leela Rochons. Yeah, you had your Halle Berrys. You had some of your light skinned women, but you had some of your beautiful dark skinned women, just like Tashina Arnold, Pam from Martin. People love Pam from. People think Pam from Martin is beautiful. Oh, you look at it now. I think Pam from Martin is beautiful. Even with the lupus, I think, and no offense to Tisha Campbell Martin, no offense, I think she looks better than Tisha Campbell Martin. And that's just saying stuff. You had Oprah there. Now, no matter what you felt about Oprah, if you think Oprah was a fox, like Cletus Cup said, shit, Oprah was a fox. Um, some people fuck with Oprah. So there was men that actually did fuck with Oprah. If you had in the house, you had Mia Campbell. I think that's. I always called her Mia Campbell. I don't know if it's Mia or Maya Campbell, but uh, Mia Campbell. Like that's a beautiful woman. Like I don't like. Do people not forget how beautiful? Like I want people to Google Mia Campbell right now. Um, a beautiful woman. Hell, even like regular chicks like Kim Wayans. Kim Wayans wasn't ugly. I would tell people all the time, "Oh, that was Kenya Moore." Oh, and matter of fact, I'm looking through. It's funny because I'm looking through the In the House cast. Kenya Moore was on there, and Kenya Moore dark as ever, and yet she beautiful. Lark Voorhees, beautiful. There was a one of motherfucking Mia Campbell's the one that played Raynell, beautiful. Like Gabrielle Carmacci, yes, beautiful. Like they was beautiful, and they're not light skinned either. They're like really dark. Like she's a like Gabrielle Carmacci is really dark skinned if you really look at her. All right, um, shit, Keisha Knight Pulliam, really, and like it's funny because we had this talk on the like Rudy Hustable, like when she grew up, beautiful. All right, um, ooh, is this all right now? Anyway, Gabby, okay, hold on. Gabrielle Union kind of like had her things in the 90s, and Gabrielle, as weird as I might think she is now, but beautiful dark skinned women. It's just like very, very, very beautiful dark skinned women. Hell, Debbie Allen at her age, and it was like I know her and Felicia Rashad. And so that's another thing. And I know a lot of people's getting on 50 Cent for his statement about black women, but at the same time, he most people won't recognize this. You know who he gave a shout out to, and he said I had a huge crush on him. Gave a shout out to Felicia Rashad. You probably called her Claire Husband, yeah, but like that's a black woman. I don't care what y'all say about her. She is a black woman, and that's a very talented woman, which also proves my point that like men don't call all women bitches. We know between a woman and a bitch. I know a lot of people like to think we don't know, but I think even men know between a woman and a bitch. It's like we would love a woman like a Claire Huxtable. I think even hood niggas like women like a Claire Huxtable. It's like, oh, she bad. It's like, oh, she bad, and she a lawyer. Yo, niggas will love her, and that was one thing. So in the house has some beautiful, beautiful people on there. The Parenthood, the one that plays Zoe. I keep forgetting her real name, but she was beautiful, and the mother was beautiful too, with her braids and all that other stuff. She was like, she was represented, and then like I said, Brandy, Countess Vaughn, as she was a little thicker, but hell, shit. Like back then, I'd have tried the Countess. I'd have gone at Countess Vaughn. Countess Vaughn was really good. She was really pretty. Um, before the ooh that weave job done took over her head. Nia Long and Friday, you had and Jada Pinkett, some of them women in Girl Six. I can't remember the. I'm gonna look up Girl Six. The cast of Girl Six, but I remember there was some beautiful women in Girl Six cast. Oh, Teresa Randall. Okay, Deborah Wilson. No matter. Oh, Naomi Campbell was in that. It's been a while since I think Girl Six. Um, you had your Jennifer Lewis. Jennifer Lewis is like everyone's auntie. Um, there was a like I said, there's a bunch of I don't understand this like all my but this is what I've been saying all my life, and then I've been watching these TV shows and I'm watching these movies. I didn't even mention Living Single. All four of them women are beautiful women. Like all four of them are beautiful women. Then you like had the how can I say this? The point I'm getting to is I don't know if people just either didn't watch that much TV or just like tried to try to push an agenda. But I've always like even in like now I'm seeing women that is like I'm seeing black women on television. I'm seeing black women represented. Some of them and like I know some of them like they have tropes and all that other stuff, but like I told people, like it can be a stereotype if it's true. Because some of you women do act like this. I know a lot of people. I don't like seeing that type of woman. I said, but you act like that. Some of you women try to say y'all don't, but then y'all go around acting like the same women, or y'all support the same shit. That sometimes like I know a lot of people hate Tyler Perry because they put that trope, but it's at the same time it's just like, but y'all do act like that. And it's like I don't. I think it's the problem is because he's putting it in your face. I could say like dudes act like that too in the Tyler Perry movie. There's some abusive, dumbass niggas. It's just like I don't know about the whole dark skinned niggas like evil and light skinned niggas saving your lives and all that stuff. But I know some niggas is just like emotionless or something like that. It's just like I don't understand like all these beautiful black actresses and all that other stuff, and then everybody telling me like, oh, there's not enough dark skin representation. To me, there was plenty of dark skin representation. Even in the mid 2000s, one of my favorite shows was Girlfriends, and they had girls in every shade of black, and all four of them was beautiful. They had like I think maybe that's what happened when UPN was gone. Maybe that's when people just stopped fucking caring because UPN was one of the few shows. Holly Robinson Peete, that was another one. Um, Rachel True, like one of my another other show, Essence Atkins. I done seen her in like every fucking show, like any other show that they put her in. Um, as wasn't it Essence Atkins and Rachel True from Half and Half, and that to me that show was fantastic. I actually loved Half and Half. I love Rachel True. For some reason, Mona was just like, can I meet a girl like Mona? That's it. Every time when I saw Rachel True on here, I say, God, I would love to meet a woman that looked just like Mona. And it's just like I could fall in love with that all day. And this is just me and be mindful. This is me gawking over black women, like black. Even now, like the women I've seen in that Black Lady sketch show, it's like I was watching like the Black Lady sketch show. There's a couple of them that I think are really, really, really pretty. And then like they bring black women. I'm not even mentioning like the top tier ones, like the Angela Bassett's of the world, and all that other stuff. I'm trying to mention names that you have to look them up. It was like, oh yeah, I remember her. She's pretty. It's just, and this is where I'm getting at. It's just, and that's why I'm trying to tell people like you're gonna have to look up Rachel True just the way you look up Bokeem Woodbine. All right, or a Grace Jones or some shit like that. You have to look these people up. Just another thing is just like even now, like in this generation, because we had this talk on my podcast. It's like who are the women now that you and I said Amara La Negra. That's the first name that. And look, I don't know how people feel about Amara La Negra. I don't care. That woman is bad. That woman is beautiful. I was just like I couldn't like if she come up next to me, I'd probably melt. You'll see a nigga melting. It's like, yo, oh my god, oh my, I'll probably run if I see it, and I'll run real stupid if I ever see that. Um, Brisha Webb, that Tyler Perry movie that that really really sucked. The last one, the one Brisha Webb, she was like the main focus on it. She was beautiful. Rachel Webb is a beautiful woman and all that other stuff. So I've still seen like, and I know a lot of people say Normani, and then you got your Tinashes, and these are women in every fucking shade of color. I'm like mentioning every woman in every shade of color. It's not just this one time thing. Hell, the City Girls, I think they're really pretty. Meg Thee Stallion, that's a beautiful woman. Like I'm looking at all of these women that are just beautiful and gorgeous, and I feel like there is representation there. I don't know how hard they had to get to work there, but there has always been representation there. I even got in the music industry where you see beautiful women like Eve, Trina, Missy Elliott. I think Missy Elliott is like really pretty, especially since she lost all that weight. Like she's really, really, really pretty. The Brat, I've always thought the Brat was she made. I think she's the reason why I like butch as pretty as butches, like pretty as butches. Like the Brat always never looked boyish to me. She looked like a girl that dressed in like a tomboy. I think I always liked them tomboy girls and all that other stuff. Silly, but those are the shit I like. But in conclusion, and I'm gonna wrap this up. I think there's a bunch of representation of black women in there. I think we need to celebrate it more. And I think, and I do think we do, but I feel like, but I just don't like this agenda that's just going around. It's just like there's not enough, or you don't see that many. It's just like I'm looking. Then I look back at the '90s. It's just like, well, we had our own shit. Some of us we had our own studios. Some of them like Robert Townsend had his own studios and all that other shit. We got Teleperry Studios right now. Why we can't put some of these black women on there and all that? So we don't need the white. I keep saying this. Like we have our own sense of um putting our shit out there. I feel like we don't really need it. Like there's a couple of YouTubers I think they're especially women that's really funny. Uh I know there's one right, her name's Cassandra Lee. I think she's really fucking funny. Daphne Springs, I think she's really fucking funny. She plays that crazy girl like all the fucking time. I like to see her expand her fucking role, but she definitely can play crazy woman really fucking well. So, but a lot of those people like some of the women I think Big John worked with and Clayton Thomas worked with. I think some of them are beautiful and talented. But so let's just you know I feel like let's just put them out on blast and like I just want to see more appreciated than like oh we have our own stuff we could like put our own things together and all that other stuff and all that other stuff. Now we don't have to get disapproval for the white man's or white supremacy just to put our shit out there. We don't really have to. So that's my rant. Let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Mosquito Flying on Peace. Yeah.